Buy or sell is back again, and my Discord sent in a list of over 50 stocks per request. You guys know we are going to rank these stocks on a buy or sell basis, talking it through on the technical analysis side and also the financials for each and every single one of these stocks. Now, of course, unfortunately, we had so many stock requests that I will not be able to get to all of them in today's video. If you guys didn't see your stock requested in today's video, please comment part 2 down below, letting me know that you guys do want to enjoy this video and do want to see a part 2. Now, I do also have a bit of a mix-up coming in today's video. We are not going to be doing our normal buy or sell. We are going to be mixing it up a little bit, and we are going to go with Buzz and Chuz. Of course, Buzz is representing a buy and Chuz is representing a sell. Now, I do want to get right into this video, but of course, as always, this is not financial advice. This is just for educational purposes only. Please do your own research before taking my opinion into account. Also, I do want to ask if you guys could possibly leave a like and subscribe, commenting part 2 down below if your guys' stock wasn't represented in today's video. I would love to continue to get to those, but I do want to see that you guys are enjoying these videos and do want to see more. Now, let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and jump right into our first edition of Buzz or Chuz. Okay, now that we have the intro out of the way and you guys have gone ahead and liked and subscribed on this video, I'll take a quick sip of coffee and then we'll get right into it. Let's go. First of all, we have buying income coming in here with Hims. Now, Hims is a very, very interesting stock right now. You guys know it has been getting killed over the past few months, down well over, I believe, about 50%. Yeah, 52% right now and climbing. So we are definitely going to see just a little bit more downside with him, so it's not a buy yet. But overall, I am looking for some buys on this stock. I don't want to give away my ranking too much. But overall, I am looking for a huge buy personally at around $25.21. You guys can see around this range is where we continue to bounce time and time again using prior resistance, now newfound support, and hopefully newfound support once again. And we all know Hims is a great company. They are growing at a great rate. Their EPS is looking to double over the next 3 years, and their revenue is looking to do just about the same, just under a double in the next 3 years. We also see that analysts have a price target up to around $85 at the high and $45 at the low, which is still a 45% gain. Now, you guys know I do not own any Hims right now, and I am very, very sad about that. I'm happy because the stock chart has gone down, but I do love this company. And you guys know I would love to get entries between $27 and $25, as this company is definitely going to return to the upside at some point. Overall, I'm going to be giving Hims a buzz, and this is a great way to start off the video. Next up, we have my boy Big Mush coming in with Ondas, and you guys know this is a very, very interesting company. I first alerted this company at $3.21, and then again at $5.57, where we are currently up over 150%. Now, I do think that Ondas is going to need a pullback, and that is what I want to say first, because that is most important. Now, Ondas is definitely going to need a pullback to at least these prior highs at around $11.61, and from there, we can target back up to that 1618 extension, where we will see that first target at 28% in gain to $15.03. Following that, we'll see about an 80% gain all the way up to $21.17. Now, we do unfortunately have to talk a little bit negative on this stock right now, where we are going to see, one, we do have some negative rankings right here. They still ranking it a strong buy, but in my personal opinion, I do want to talk about this revenue and EPS, because while the revenue is growing at a good rate, this company is worth $6 billion already, and it does look like if they do continue any higher than what they are right now, they are surely going to be very overvalued. In my opinion, this company is already overvalued. I would put their intrinsic value at around $10. But overall, with revenue growth like this, it does look really, really good. But I would first want to see them get into the billions of dollars with revenue before I do start taking any more of a shot at these prices. Now, I do also want to talk about EPS, where while EPS growth is pretty strong and we are seeing them turn profitable, it isn't on the same level as revenue. Now, over the past couple of years, it has. This is great growth over the past couple of years, but it does look like we may be stalling out just a little bit. So I do want to see a little more growth come out of Ondas. And for that reason, I'm going to have to give Ondas a chuz at the moment. Stock number 3 is being requested by my boy Gizauer. I don't know, but he is requesting Oracle, so we're going to go ahead and break that down. You guys can see Oracle is looking pretty interesting as well. We saw a really nice move all the way up to around 345, and then we absolutely poured all the way back down to a low of just around $177, where we did have our buy rating at 178, may I add. But also, I do want to talk about this company because they are very, very interesting, and I do see much more upside than possible downside here. Now, we have already pulled back a lot here, and you guys can see on the daily time frame, we are currently under the 200 100 EMA, which indicates a great buying opportunity for any stock with good financials. Now, on the weekly time frame, I want to talk about us using this prior resistance as newfound support. And if we are to make a move off of this, I do expect us to explode higher, and I expect that move to happen quick. Now, taking a look at Oracle's financials, they are absolutely amazing. Look at this growth. They were stalling out for quite some time, but overall, these next couple of years are looking absolutely massive for Oracle, where they're going from $7.36 in EPS to all the way over $15 in EPS. That is more than a double for this stock. And also in their revenue departments, they're going from $66 billion in 2025 all the way up to $175 billion in 2028. Now, currently this company is worth around 570 billion, so they are very expensive, but overall if they are to get to those revenue multiples and also bring their EPS up with it, I will definitely be buying this stock. And right now I'm already looking at an opportunity where we could play it up to 406 and possibly up to 547 from here all the way up and through 2028, where we are seeing those revenue multiples jump. So that's 105% all the way up to 175%. So by the way that I am talking about this stock, I'm sure it's very clear to y'all that I'm going to give this one a huge buzz rating. Next up, we have Pure Marine looking for RR in the long term. Now, let's go ahead and break down this chart because it is pretty interesting as well. So you guys can see that we are perfectly bouncing off of our second wave retracement, indicating that we could possibly be seeing a third wave extension coming soon. I also do want to note that we are looking like we could be in some kind of wedging formation. Now, of course, this isn't the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, but it is very important to point that out because it looks like we could be getting a current breakout. Now, in my opinion, I do believe that we will work our way up through prior highs at $7.43 all the way up to $8.66, which is up around 175% from our entry at $3.15. And from prices today, that is still a very, very good gain of just over around 125%. So we are looking very good there. Now, of course, once again, this is very speculative, and RR as a whole is a very speculative name as they are purely based off of publicity. I'm going to be 100% honest with that. They are purely based off of publicity. They have no financials whatsoever, no financial growth. They are growing their EPS at 30% year over year, but they're still going to be negative for the next 3 to 5 years at minimum. So we are still very, very far out from seeing RR as a true good company. But overall, with that publicity and with 2026 indicating that we could see a big year for robotics, I am a big fan of RR. I do think that it will see kind of a lagging type play to a lot of those robotics if they are to see a big move. Overall, I am going to give this company a buzz rating, but I do want to indicate that I'd be very, very careful because this company does not have any kind of financials at all. But at these current prices, I do see it going higher. Next up, we have my boy GQ6 coming in with Netflix. Now, this is a very, very hard one to rank for a few reasons. First of all, we know that they have that Warner Brothers deal, which could be bullish if they get it done, but in my opinion, it's about a 5% chance that they get that deal done. So that does mean that they're going to have to pay Warner Brothers $6 billion because the deal fell through. We also do know that Paramount came in with a larger size deal, so that is even more reason to believe that they will get the deal over Netflix because of the monopoly side of things. If Netflix had all of that, that would be a big issue. Now, not too much into that, but overall, we have seen Netflix pull back from around $134 all the way down to $89, which is a pretty good loss of just over 30%. I want to see a pullback even further down to $75, which would be about 43%, and then down to $69, where I'd be looking to get a massive average price at $69 because that would look cool, and also because this is a very good stock in the grand scheme of things. Of course, right now what's happening, it's a little bit bearish, but I do want to see this company continue to recover. We know that they're making big moves, getting some boxing stuff onto their platforms, getting games, getting even more movies and stuff like that. So they are continuing to grow. They do obviously want to be a monopoly, so that is showing me that this company is doing what it takes to be the best out in their sector. Now, we're also seeing them grow their financials at a great rate. You can see their price targets are absolutely amazing, and we also are seeing EPS continue to grow from $2.54 all the way up to $4.45 in 2028. That's a double. We can also see that estimates on revenue is going from 45 billion to 62 billion, meaning that EPS is outpacing that revenue, which is very, very bullish in my opinion. Looking to see that if they can add another revenue stream, which they have done in the past, we could see this company increase all of their financials all in one batch, seeing that EPS go up more than their revenue, then growing revenue, pushing it all up forward, and we could see them go higher. Now, this is what my price target would be. I would just be simply drawing out a Fibonacci extension tool from our lows to our highs, back down to our highs right here. And this would be more of a 5-year price target, right? I would expect by the end of this year to be wrapping up at around $69. I would expect by the end of 2027 to be back up at all-time highs. And then from there, this would be a 2028 to 2030 price target overall. But I do expect this company to continue higher, and I do really like Netflix. And for that reason, I'm going to have to give it a buzz. I do also want to say that I would not be giving it a buzz right now, but for the long term, this is a company that I will be looking to buy. So although we are about $15 away from where I would be wanting to get my average cost, I am going to give this a buzz overall because of the way this company has operated in the past, and I expect them to do much of the same in the future. Next up, we have the GOAT Frank coming in with RKT. Now, before I do break down this company, I do want to say that I have not looked at this company before. This is the first time I am putting my eyes on this chart, and I don't know much about the business, so take what you are going to see here with a grain of salt. Now, I do have a few different opinions here. First of all, the chart looks very, very bullish. This is on the monthly time frame, so this is going to take a while to play out. But what you guys can see, we have a very nice cup and handle, honestly, a double cupping looking formation, and we are breaking through and retesting prior IPO price as newfound support, pushing up off of that, looking for our first target at $24.57. Now, after that, I do have a price target up to $33.48, then $34.65, and $43 onward. Now, when we do talk about the financials, this is where we do get a little bit spotty. Now, currently, this company is sitting at $60 billion in market cap already, which isn't the best in my opinion right now, but we are seeing their revenue and EPS growth by a good bit. We are seeing them double their revenue growth from $6.3 billion in 2025 to around $15.86 billion in 2028. Now, I do want to see what this reason was for, and I don't have the time to do that currently, but I will be diving into that over the next couple of days. I do want to see why this revenue dropped off and also why this EPS dropped off, because that would let me know, is this company actually making a recovery, or is this kind of just a bounce within the company and they're trying to find something new? Now, they're also seeing an EPS growth from 23 cents up to $1.26, which is very, very bullish, and I do like that. But overall, I don't know too much about this company, and that is why I'm going to unfortunately have to rank this one a chuzz. I don't think this is a bad company at all. I do think that this company will continue higher, but right now I can't do much more than unfortunately give this one a chuzz for now. I do think that it is just not worth the risk to reward in my personal opinion. $60 billion doing only $15 billion in revenue with not the best EPS. Once again, I do believe that this company will go higher, but it's not something that I would be interested in at this price. So unfortunately, RKT is going to get a chuzz from me. Wrapping up today's video, we have our last stock request from my boy Connor requesting Hood. Now, you guys know Robinhood is one of my favorite stocks and one of my larger holdings within my portfolio, so I'm very, very interested to break this one down. Now, in my opinion, I do believe that Hood has a little bit more downside after pulling back over 30% from highs at around 153. I do think that we will find a bottom at just around $100, where we will bounce off of this 200 EMA and this prior resistance now turned into support, which you guys have seen here and here. So overall, I do expect this dip to be over soon. We should break out of this flagging wedging formation and then move up around 56% all the way up to 160, making a new all-time high, retesting 153, and then in my opinion moving all the way up to $196, where the current intrinsic value sits for this company. That is what I believe that Robinhood is worth today. Now, by the time we get there, I do believe that we will be worth more, and that is why I have price targets up to 225, which would be up around 120% from prices at the low of the 200 EMA, and then all the way up to around $302, which would be up 194%. Now, I do also want to talk about what it will look like for my position, as we do have an average at around 42. That would be about $615 in total gains, and that would be absolutely amazing to see. I don't want to sell any of my Robinhood shares until we do get to a price like that, because I do very much believe that this is a $5 trillion company in the making, and I don't want to give away too much of where I'm going with this, but we can also see that their EPS and revenue is growing at a great rate, looking to more than double EPS in the next 3 years, and much of the same with revenue, just under a double on revenue. We're going from 4.5 billion to over 7.73 billion in the next couple of years. So of course, you guys know it, Hood is one of my favorite stocks, and for that reason, I'm going to be giving Robinhood a big ol' buzz rating. Alright guys, well that is going to wrap it up from me. Of course, you guys know I love making these videos. I hope you guys can see my enthusiasm and true passion for making these kind of videos. It really is fun for me. So it does really help out when you guys do continue to like and comment down below what kind of stocks you guys want to see in the next Buzz or Chuzz video or anything along those lines. I'm always open to more ideas, more opinions, and new topics to talk about. So it really does help me out, and it does keep me motivated to keep pushing out content for you guys. So I truly do appreciate it. As always, thank you guys. Check out each video video on the side of me, and make sure you guys do turn on those post notifications because Buzz or Chuzz Part 2 is coming out very, very soon. Later.